Ah, I was muted. Hi. Yes. Okay, great. I'm glad to know that YouTube chat is working. I'm going to turn down the music a small amount. Okay. Hello, everyone. So, first things first, I got to run some Twitch ads. And while that happens, we'll play some daily games. And then from there, I'll try to be entertaining for 2 to 3 hours while we review some decks. Hopefully that sounds good. So, Twitch, here comes the ad blast. And let's play some daily games, starting with the iconic daily MTG challenge. Aura white, mana value 3. Let's go with Pariah. Oh my god, I forgot how to spell Pariah. There we go. Mentions a color. White 3/3C mentions a color. Yeah, white impetus. Yeah. I like Pariah. 1/1 creature or makes one. Oh, it doesn't have to be an aura anymore. Just white, mana value 3, mentions a color. Prismatic strands? No, this just says a color of your choice. It doesn't actually mention a color. It's like Mirren Crusader. Yeah, protection from white or red and black. No. Protection from black and something else. It might just be black, honestly. 1/1 creature makes one white, mana value 3. No, circle protections are 2 mana, I think. 1/1 creature or makes one. Mana value 3 in white. Mavrin Fane. Blue CMC2 makes a 1/1 creature or is one. Looter Ilcore. Esper Sentinel's not 3 mana, chat. Mentions a color, blue CMC2. Not unsubstantiate. Fuck, it's Aether Gale? Aether Gust? Oh, is it Aether Gale or okay, it's Aether Gust. Yeah, that's the one with the cow in the art. Blue CMC2 Aura. Eel Umbra? Black 4 Aura. Oh my god. Oh, what's the new one? It's not like, is it Chorale of the Void? You're in the stream, the vertical stream and alert. Well, first things first, join the horizontal stream, vertical stream enjoyers. But yes, the vertical stream is called Attacking Vertical. Welcome back, Twitch. Let's just finish out the square and then we'll get into deck reviews, especially since typically people are not all here at once. Black mana value 4 Aura. Black mana value 4 mentions a color. Holy shit. 1/1 creature, black mana value 4 makes one. Fuck, dude, these are hard. Black mana value 4 Aura. I'm like desperately trying to think of one. I know there's one in the new Edge of Eternities. Mentions a color, mana value 4 black. Would devotion stuff work? Oh, you know what? That's actually really clever. Erebos, God of the Dead. That's a good one. Chorale of the Void. Am I just spelling it wrong? I don't know how to spell, chat. Okay, I did spell it right. It's just not showing up. I think it's Corral or Chorale. I don't know. I'm not smart. Whatever. That TSPMO, man. It didn't pop up in the search thing, so I thought I was just spelling it wrong. Elenda the Dusk Rose. Yay! Okay, so we have slightly more. Yeah, like choral is in chorus. Okay, that makes sense. Oh no, my vertical stream's bitrate is low. The horror. Anyway, do we have Piina? Or is it Piina? Please correct me in chat. A Yasholta deck. Piina. Do we have you here? I guess not yet anyway. We'll move them back slightly. Your robot dad, are you here? Looks like we do not have your robot dad here. Kingsley? One of these days, someone will be here. I won't be present. I have work at that time. Perfect. Okay, thank God, Kingsley. Everyone praying hands in chat for Kingsley. You are based. I get to just review this deck, period. Okay, so this deck is trying to ramp out non-basic lands that provide incredible value like Field of the Dead, Thespian Stage, Dark Depths, Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle, Cabal Coffers, Urborg, etc. to win over time with. It also uses Glacial Chasm and Solitary Confinement to pillow fort. Oh my god, yeah, this is a war crime. To get its synergies and combos going. The main win cons are Valakut, Torment of Hailfire, Field of the Dead tokens, Landfall Pingers, and Kenrith in the command zone. With infinite mana to win over the top of most decks. I've been fiddling with it and tuning with it and changing it over the past year, and it's my favorite deck to play because of the multiple ways it can win. I'm still discovering new ways to go infinite with it. Yeah, that's just lands for you. I have no restrictions on cards being added. I pretty much just play on Tabletop Sim, so it's all free anyways. Maybe it's just because of the way tabletop simulators can be, but I found my deck can be pretty controversial. I find it to be in the good bracket 3 range. Dude, like, legitimately, lands is easily, like, the most pushed broken shit you can be playing in bracket 3. So much so that I do not feel good playing Cura at bracket 3 anymore without a lengthy pregame conversation going, listen guys, you're going to kill me first if we want to play bracket 3 game with this deck. You're just going to have to kill me first. You're going to have to try your hardest because once it gets going, it's impossible to win. You will just lose that game. It is a locked and loaded period. Done. So, and I've combo one on that in that deck with like turn 4 with like a god hand. So like I can't play that at bracket 3. Even if there's zero, even if I take all the game changers out, I would not play that deck at a bracket 3 game. So really consider how fast you're winning, how fast you become inevitable, and then maybe push it up to bracket 4. Maybe decide, hey, listen, I'm going to make this bracket 4. Or maybe instead of that, pull back on your deck and maybe take out some of the more broken cards and bring it down to bracket 3. That's just something to think about. I'm just going to give my suggestions how I see it in your deck. Maybe give you some more fun toys, because that will just be the most helpful for you in that journey. I've also heard a lot of them say, but it's still bracket 3 unfun to play against. Yeah, exactly. It's just, lands are very strong. This archetype is just incredibly powerful. So I'd like your analysis on the deck is good for bracket 3 EDH. How should I power it down if there are so to get it into more 3 or 4 games? I would err on the side of 4. If you want a good bracket 3 deck, I think you would need to take out Glacial Chasm. That's just me. I think Glacial Chasm is very unhealthy for 3 meta, but it's not out of place. There are decks that can use Glacial Chasm in a way that makes sense for the environment, but generally speaking, Glacial Chasm is the most fucked up card in my deck, repeatedly. Yeah, the brackets are ill-defined. All it does is bring you closer together for conversations in pregame. You can say you're very strong. This deck is incredibly strong, and you should stomp me into the ground. So, that being said, let's actually get into some swaps and stuff. I like the Aftermath Analyst. I immediately look for Shifting Woodland, and it's there. So this is a combo with any Amulet of Vigor style effect, which I imagine you're running. Yes, there's Amulet of Vigor. For these types of decks, let's look at Root Path Purifier. Tabernacle is also pretty bad, but Root Path Purifier. Lands you control and land cards in your library are basic. Let's look at what this card's doing, in my opinion. This card makes it so your lander tokens, that's not nothing. Your lander tokens. Secure Tri-Builder, question mark? Nope, no Secure Tri-Builder. Do you have Rampant Growth? No. So, what does this end up doing? Not a lot. Like, you probably have crack land or fetch lands that get you basics, but maybe that card enhances maybe 4 cards in your deck to tutor any land, when you could just be running Nylea's Intervention. And Nylea's Intervention is, I feel, a really overlooked card in these land archetypes, because I'm pretty sure you're running Dark Depths. Yes, you're running Dark Depths combo. This X's 2 is the same mana value as Root Path Purifier, and it puts Dark Depths and Thespian Stage into your hand. That's X's 2. Hi, Kingsley. Yes, we're talking about your decks. But yes, Root Path Purifier. It should probably be a Nylea's Intervention. Here, I'll even make it foil for you. Borderless foil, Nylea's Intervention. There you go. Yeah, From the Ashes. So what is this? This is a Rampant Growth, right? No, it's not. Where's From the Ashes? I'm blind. Or do you just mean like, oh, I get Assassin's Trophy, I can get anything I want? Because if so, then that fucking sucks, man. You already have basic. Don't run that. Yeah, in bracket 4, if you're comboing it with the Blood Moon, that's funny, right? But I don't know if that's necessarily what you should be doing. And I think Nylea's Intervention has the much higher floor. The floor of Root Path Purifier is that it is a 3/4. The ceiling of Nylea's Intervention is you get Dark Depths, Thespian Stage, Beseiju, or you get like whatever 2 lands you need. This is a Expel Sylvan Scrying, and that should not be discounted. It's doing what the other one does, but way better in my opinion. I do love Elvish Reclaimer. I don't know if I like the Rift Sweeper. It's a funny card, but I see. I think if you get From the Ashes, you should just Aftermath Analyst all your lands back. Is that misguided? You have so many splendid reclamation effects. Elish Norn feels like it's a little bit win more, but it's also just not bad. I've played an Elish Norn into play, and it's just like been there. And it farms. Elish Norn aura farming every ETB creature is like kind of hard. So I'm not gonna call it bad, but I am saying like maybe we're not a landfall deck. Maybe we're more of a lands deck. Because once you get Emrakul in play, I'm like really looking at like Might Form Harmonizer. Like, this is how you make Merit Lage exist. I wouldn't even call Elshnorn a soft stacks piece. That bitch destroys games. Elk, out of curiosity, what do you think is the best energy commander? I would need to read that Nissa. I haven't read that Nissa. So if we're talking about best in terms of power, I do think it is the Jeskai face precon for Modern Horizons 3. I forgot his name. Landfall 2 energy. You may pay energy, rather pay the mana cost for permanent spells you cast. I mean, this isn't bad, especially in a world with Lumra. Yeah, Satya is what I'm referring to. I think Satya is the best. Yeah, you don't even need this to be an energy deck for this to be good. This commander is just awesome. You get Jeskai colors, and then you just get to flicker ETBs all game forever. It's as close as you can get to masturbating in front of all of your friends at the commander table. Like, it's just disgusting. Yeah, but he's still an energy commander. Like, you asked who the best energy commander, it's this guy. Is it Piina or Piina? I was debating going back and forth before. But either way, happy you can make it to the stream. So I like the Dryad of the Elysian Grove. For me, I would just take out Prismatic Omen. Any deck with Dryad of the Elysian Grove and Prismatic Omen should 100% just be playing like a Traverse the Uvenwald. This becomes a Prismatic Omen, but it also becomes any other creature in your deck. Like, you can just turn this directly into this. Yeah, Proliferate Atraxa is an energy commander. I would just take out Torment of Hailfire. It's probably your most boring way to win. And on top of that, it's not even that necessary. If you have enough mana to Torment of Hailfire everyone to death, you probably have enough mana for every other fucking combo you're running, right? That's my thought anyway. So I would like to put you on Cultivator Colossus. This card's stupid. And it's also $4. Not like that matters. You play in tabletop sims, but still. I'm very into Cultivator Colossus. Power and toughness. Also, wait. Why are we running Torment of Hailfire? If you make infinite mana, you fucking Kenrith. What? You have infinite haste, infinite card draw, infinite power. Like, why are we doing Torment of Hailfire? I'm confused. Maybe Kenrith is stolen for some reason. What? You're scared of a control magic? Dude, if Kenrith gets controlled magicked and you drew Torment of Hailfire, and okay, man. I know that was a joke, but still pretty funny. Kenrith hasn't returned yet. Cosmic Rebirth. I mean, this card's fine. I don't like that it's just permanent card. I think I would prefer that to be a Balagad recovery. I will play test this a bit. Excuse me. Okay, we have permanent Bayous. Hey, Templar, thanks for getting a deck review for next week. 2, 3, 6. This is an Aven Interrupter. Make 4 black, 1 Oracle of Moldiah. That's an exploration, and we have a strip mine. So I think what we need here, I put in a Traverse the Ubenwald, but I would like some more self-mill. I'm going to cut Hour of Promise. I know it puts 2 lands into play. I just think it does it a little too expensive for me. And how many people accept the tempting offer? I think little to none. Have you ever reviewed an attraction deck? I'm sure I have. I'm going to add Malevolent Rumble. It's a nice mill card. A surprising amount? Dude, they're stupid. Yeah, if everyone's saying yes to Tempt with Discovery all the time, then great. But yes, I would put in Malevolent Rumble. The number of games I have drawn Traverse the Ubenwald and Malevolent Rumble, and I just get a free Worldly Tutor plus, is insane. Like, it is just factually stupid. Urborg, Expedition Map. We don't control a mountain or forest, sadly, but we don't miss our land drop either, so... Okay, so we are a little fucked by our mana base here. I do not think you need Mistrise Village. Okay, Mistrise Village or... No. We just take out Beseiju. Keep Mistrise Village, but cut the Beseiju. That's my argument. Why? Because you can tutor for the Mistrise. Yeah, no. Kingsley, you don't understand. That game was lost before we even cracked the Expedition map. And it was just because of the lands we drew. Mistrise Village being a land means that you are, by default, running 5,000 things that give you uncounterability. So, every single card you run that tutors a land makes your shit uncounterable. Ice Till Explorer doesn't need to be in this deck. We don't need that bug in here. I didn't run Ice Till Explorer in my lands deck. Like, it's not required by any stretch of the imagination. Like, here's my lands deck. This is entirely built around sacking Merit Lage repeatedly. Lumra should probably be in your deck, but... And I already added the Might Form Harmonizer, so... Cash Grab, I'm not that into. I'm trying to remember what I run more for mill. And I don't think it's that much, actually, but... I think Lumra would be pretty good. Just a Lumra. This is a creature card you can tutor for that is a Splendid Reclamation, just like Afterbirth Analyst. Lumra's like $40. Huh? Me when I like to lie for fun. Lumber spiked recently. Oh yeah, look at that. Whoa. Why do people hate the promo? I bought my Lumber when she was like, I think she was like $15. Okay, so there is one card I really want to see in here, and that is I see. So fuck, what's the name of the blue land? Teleri West. Yeah, it spiked because of Jun precon mostly. Anyway, Teleri West. Train speed for 1 blue. Discard this card, search your library for a card with mana value 0. This can be any land. This is a Sylvan Scrying that's uncounterable, unless they have a Stifle. And it also gets Zurin Orb. So it turns into a land sack outlet as well. I think UU is hard to get. Great, then just play it as a land. Also, you are running Leyline of the Guild Pact, and you are also running fucking Dryad of the Elysian Grove, and you're running the World Tree. So you're just lying to me, Kingsley, because I know for get Dryad Arbor out of here. Because I know for a fact you can get it. Not like that. But you can get blue. Absolutely, you can get blue. And even in the games where you can't get blue, it's a land drop. Play it as a land. So yeah, run it. I think you're just mistaken because you are running so many fucking prismatic omen effects that it makes your head spin. Especially since all of these are also prismatic omen effects. Here, look, we have an opening hand with it. I will show you this card working. Although I do not like this hand, but we'll continue. Hey, look, there's a Zurin Orb. Copy the green player's land. There's Urza Saga. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, yummy. Urza Saga, add a counter. I would just pass here. Ooh, Glacial Chasm, yum. Wall Coffers is carrying us here, chat. If we run Lumra, we should run Tarnished Citadel and other sack lands with Threshold like Cephalid. I don't know if I agree with that necessarily. Anyway, I do think this deck is just fine as is. Like, if you just jam enough land synergy cards together, you will win. It's looking good to me. No problem. All right. Piina is here. I don't know how to pronounce it. Is it Piina or Piina? We have Yasholta. You can't just type it. I don't like Piina. Yeah, I know that's how you spell it, but how do you say it? That doesn't help. Deck's game plan is supposed to be very hard, heavy control type of play with lots of removal and board wides to keep the game slow. While we put Yasholta out and try and clone her with some clone effects. I've been a long-time Final Fantasy 14, yes. Final Fantasy 14 player and seeking Yasholta to come to Magic, which is why I only picked up 2 years ago. Which I've only picked up 2 years ago. Makes me want to turn this deck into my Magma Opus. No restrictions, aside from OG duels, and similarly expensive cards. I do have quite a few staples like Smothering Tithe and Mystic Study at home already. While goldfishing the deck sometimes feels a bit too slow to even function as a control list. Alright. I think the main thing with control decks that just want a hard control is the value of cheap interaction that you can hold up while deploying threats cannot be understated. So what am I saying here? I don't like Rewind. But the thing is that Yasholta wants you to cast big spells. Today I learned that fog spells are not appropriate for bracket 2, courtesy of the guy who swung at me and then lost. Yeah, that guy can get bent. Yeah, Norn's Annex needs to go. Also, Propaganda needs to go. Also, Are you really running Blood Bond? Okay, you aren't, thank God. So you have Veto Thorn of the Dusk Rose. We have the technology. You do not need this card. Okay, Ghostly Prison needs to go. Dun, 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 dun. So I've talked about propaganda and Ghostly Prison and Norn's Annex and etc. so many times. I'll reiterate. I only like these cards if your meta is entirely Selesnya tokens. It does nothing against. What if you're playing against an opposing Yasholta deck? Imagine your deck is across the table from a propaganda. Are you stressing about that propaganda at all? That is my question. I posit to you. This is kind of cool that it gives lifelink. I like the Dismember pick. That's a lot of fun. As far as I can tell, this deck is not using its graveyard. And what that translates to is Logic Knot is goated. That is what that translates to. I love my Logic Knot. Okay, so mana value 3 or greater theme. I feel like you don't need that many rocks. Like, why are we in such a hurry? Our curve ends at 5. I mean, keep Soul Ring, I guess. And you can maybe keep Arcane Signet as a treat, but like, none of these translate into our plan working well. And Chromatic Lantern's just an excuse to have a shit mana base. Esper's so pip dependent though. Great, run a good mana base. Just run a good mana base. You can just run a good mana base. I believe in you. Ash Parents. You can run such a good mana base on a budget. Honestly, this mana base already doesn't look that bad. Rugged Smothering isn't that bad, but I don't know how to feel about it. So I'm not going to be recommending any Spider-Man cards. Good for you, Shadow Crushers. So I'm looking for cards like Logic Knot that reduce their cost, but still have a mana value of 3. So you're going to be looking at Delve cards for that. It feels like this deck kind of runs out of steam. Maybe a stock up's in order. I forgot what it's called. Mana value 3. O counter. Set equals LCI. Graveyard. Dismantling Wave would not be a good to include in this deck. Is it expensive to cycle or cast? I think it's expensive to cycle. Dismantling Wave's fine in this deck then. Expensive to cycle. Okay, good. Yeah, then that's better than I remember. So my main issue with this deck is I feel like you're going to get worn down a lot. You need more 2-for-1 or even 3-for-1 style effects. Like Soul Shatter is your only removal spell that keeps you on par with what your opponents are doing. Toxic Deluge. Yeah, Force of Despair only fucks one player, though. I would probably go with something like Final Showdown. Because this is 2 mana protect your Sholta, 2 mana fuck any sort of stupid indestructible thing. But it's also 6 mana board wipe, 7 mana board wipe, keep your Sholta, which is something you really enjoy. And I'm pretty sure Spree does affect the mana value, right? Curtain's Call I was thinking about. I think it is fine enough. It's certainly not bad. It's also good in Two-Headed Giant. Yeah, Grasp of Fate I do believe in. I just don't know if we want to go with that sorcery speed. Flare of Fortitude. I mean, I only think I really like Flare if you can actually cast it by sacking a white creature. That's Clear the Ranks. I'm not a big fan of Clear the Ranks. Jinx Deli. Because we are cloning your Sholta a bunch. That is like part of the joke here. Spree doesn't. It's an additional cost. Okay, even though it doesn't trigger your Sholta, it is still a board wipe. That's 7 mana, instant speed, destroy all creatures, and I keep your Sholta. So, Daedalus, thanks for the resub. Guys, did you know with Twitch Prime you could... So, what about a Farewell? I mean, it's good. I think my main issue is with Farewell is that we just do have this clone plan. Yeah, you could run $20 Sakashima. There is another one. Yeah, like Farewell is just like kind of utterly devoid of synergy outside of like Kaya, Exile Matters. It's just kind of, it does everything. And in the moments where you would want to board wipe all creatures, sometimes you don't want to because, yeah, it's just tough. Legion to Ashes does not work how you want it to, I'm pretty sure. How does this fuck the treasure player? When will you say Ghostly Prison is worth running? The moment someone comes here and I cut it from a deck and they say, but wait, streamer, all of my opponents play Amara Soul of the Accord. All of my opponents play Tender Shoot Dryad. That's the only thing my friends play is Selesnya tokens, Naya tokens, Gear Red Conclave Exile. That's the moment I'm like, okay, great. Keep it. That's goated. Anyway, this doesn't fuck treasures because you just sack the treasure you're targeting in response. The spell fizzles, you don't destroy all their treasures. If they make tap treasures, it does. But at that point, honestly, just run a Manglehorn and you'll probably fuck them harder than you could with that card. And even then, you can run the 1 in a white, 1/4 that makes all artifacts enter tapped for your opponents. If you really hate treasures that much, that's a very good hate bear. But yeah, like, for me, what I don't like about propaganda into a bunch of wild metas is that there's just so many combos, even at bracket 3, and there's just so many other things that just explode people over the top of combat that it's just so worthless. And even in combat, I'll just pay 2 for my Merit Lage, you die! You just die. It's 2 mana. A 2 mana kill target opponent is like a worthwhile deal. I will always pay that cost. So even when it does hamper an opponent, it doesn't hamper large creatures. It only hampers small fucks. Sphere of Safety is not a weaker version of Ghostly Prison, because if you have 10 enchantments, the Merit Lage instance stops existing. I can't pay 10 to kill you through a Sphere of Safety with a Merit Lage. If you clone a Sphere of Safety, you're like a little bit extra protected, right? Like, it's just holy shit. I can't pay 6 or 7. I can't pass my whole turn to deal 20 to you. So Sphere of Safety can be better than Ghostly Prison and Prop. It still dies to like Grey Merchant of Asphodel, Exsanguinate, all sorts of bullshit, but it's a little bit better than Prop. I think this deck wants... I want to say Clever Impersonator, but that's not true. Hmm. I think you just run a Factor Fiction and a Sauron's Ransom. These fill up your graveyard for delve cards, which I'm going to put a couple more into the deck. So just being able to go like, okay, great. I draw 2 cards and also fill up my graveyard is just so handy. Did I put it in? Set equals LCI riddle. Confounding riddle. Okay, great. I already did. This is a soft-ish counterspell. Pay 4 is basically hard counter. Look at the top 4, put 1 in your hand and the rest of the bottom. Yes, dig through time is going in. And I will also put a murder's cut in. Bond of Insight. Is that the flashback one? It is a sorcery. That's my only pot. Give. Like, I don't know if I like sorcery speed. Create token that accepted isn't legendary. Yeah, this spiked hard when your Sholta got printed. I'm going to take one of your card draw spells and turn it into a Lorien Revealed. And the simple reason is that making your land drops is, like, imagine how important hitting your land drops is in Commander. It's pretty important. In a control deck, that is amplified by 50 times. You need to hit your land drop every single turn or else you lose. I'm going to cut Black Market Connections and put in Lorien. It is amplified by 50 times the need to hit your land drops. So this now has 40 lands in it, counting Lorien Revealed. This deck would go pretty hard with extra turn spells, but those can be pretty controversial. So I wouldn't just recommend them willy-nilly. Godless Shrine. Watery Grave. Land Tax. Oh, great news, guys. We didn't go first. Island. Plains. Plains. Or Swamp, I guess. Let's just get one of each. We're like a really shitty Moses. Not Moses. Moses part of the Red Sea. Noah. That's the guy who built the boat. Here I just drop a mom. And then great news. We discard a card. This is positive for us because we have delve cards. Glacial Fortress. I would just drop your Sholta. I would never be afraid to just play your Sholta unless I had immediate protection in hand that costs 1 mana. Whoa, Joshy Beats with free deck review. I can help you with Mindslaver loops. I'm your guy. We will do you next. Disallow. Swords to Plowshares. Protect Yasholta. Great. And here's the Sauron's Ransom coming in clutch. Because next turn we can just go Sauron's Ransom. Like, notice how we played this game, and this would have been a Signet. If Mindslaver was printed today, it would be exile itself. I agree. I'm going to hand this back to you, by the way. I think this is ready to go. I think you were over-reliant on ramping in a deck with such a low curve. And don't let this fool you. These are cards we added that are actually not as expensive as they are. Dig Through Time is not 8 mana. And where's the mana value 6 thing? Curtain's Call. This is not 6 mana. So, yeah, don't be fooled. Your curve ends at 5. Or 7, I guess. But this is also a 2-drop. So, yes. Cut down on the rocks. You're super cheap mana value. Let's just lean into that. Be a control deck with super efficient answers, card advantage, and you build up to an inevitable win and not, let's ramp. We're spending cards for mana in a world where we want mana for cards. Okay, so, yes, if Mindslaver was printed today, it would exile itself. But luckily, we live in a world where it doesn't. So get fucked. Ashnod the Uncaring. This is a $20 budget deck, chat. So I'm going to sort by price. And I'm going to tell you what cards are worth the price and what cards aren't. Radiant Lotus is almost certainly not worth the price, but it is an Astronaut. Oh, this isn't the Power Stone Astronaut, of course. So this is a little bit more shit. But it's funny that it triggers multiple times. So I'm definitely going to say that's fine. Enigma Jewel. Yes, you need that. Esoteric Duplicator. You need that. Mindslaver. You need that. That's the name of the game. I'm going to say, just as a matter of fact, that if you are running a Mindslaver deck, there's no negotiation. You need Academy Ruins. And it did just get reprinted, so it is a lot cheaper. But, like, it used to be like a $15 card. I've paid $15 for this card. No, Mindslaver's mega cheap. So, yeah, I guess we can't Teleria Academy Runes and keep it below $20. Yeah, repurposing base fine. I won't call it good, but it's definitely fine. But yes, I'm going to consider these for you. Because this is just a package that you need in a Mindslaver deck. I feel like this is just like, you can't go without this. And then by extent as well, you need a Expedition map. All of these grab each other. And it creates a very uninteractable Mindslaver maneuver. Yeah, Urza's Cave is also pretty good. So just like, oh, Urza's Cave double trigger off Ashnod is pretty fucking sweet. Small issue, we cannot make $5 of room in this deck. No Expedition map. Artifact or creature, I see. I mean, I'm going to just playtest this and see how I feel. I mean, we have Namesake card in hand. I feel like this needs some amount of the mages. Specifically, I think I would like to see Trophy Mage the most. It seems like mana value 3 is like Esoteric Duplicator Repurposing Bay. Yeah, Follow the Bodies is a bit tough to swallow. I don't hate Frogmite. It turns into Hole Drifter, which turns into Mindslaver. I think I like the Ethereum Abomination less. Improvise. Anyway, yeah, Trophy Mage. Let's find this regularly. How do you get a free deck review? Watch the stream. That is the truthful answer. Elk, do you like Black Sabbath? I hope so. I hope I like Black Sabbath. Why is there multiple musics? What? That scares me. What's the other music? Wait, what? I guess I duplicated the music asset by accident. Is there still one here? Yeah, I had 2 music assets. Thank you, chatter, for letting me know about that by accident. Okay. Guys, I think it was a bad idea to keep a mono red hand, but we do just have a Burnished Heart, which I maybe should play this turn instead of Everflowing Chalice. Okay, great. We are never punished. Island. Island. Black Executioner's Capsule. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ashnod the Uncaring. Hold up a braid your thing. Next turn, Island. Yeah, like this is just like tough, man. So I'm gonna add my favorite thing that I could add to any deck, which is Muddle the Mixture, which should still be cheap, hopefully. It's $1.53. Okay. Sort by price. This deck is going to live and die based on how much card draw it can generate. I do not like Trading Post. Scrap Trawler is a little mid, I think. Because we're not doing KCI stuff. All right, so. Yes, it is tough, but you get pull from tomorrow. And in that game, if we had either Muddle the Mixture or pull from tomorrow, you just explode. Like, it's... You make 5,000 trillion mana. Yay, Emery. It is currently the afternoon. Sack this draw card. Yeah, that's just tough, man. 40 lands. Yeah, that's not your fault. That ain't your fault. Yeah, it is a lot of monocolor lands. Yeah, like you can't just rock. Like this is 3 games in a row where I've just been like I can't cast my spells. So we're playing Frogmite, yes, because we have Repurposing Bay. So, type artifact, type land. Oh, indestructible. Let's run the bridges. They're pretty cheap. Ooh, no, they're not. At least the red blue one is. Cycling. Oh. ID equals 2, type land. Don't worry, I'll cut down for budget after we add cards. These cycle and they also color fix. Yeah, like... I don't think you can be a 3-color deck and also do this. All right, so let's talk about what to cut for these effects. You need Esoteric Duplicator, you need Radiant Lotus, and you need Repurposing Bay. Yeah, maybe Muddle the Mixture is just too much to do. How much is Universal Surveillance right now? 13. So this doesn't work as well with Radiant Lotus bullshit. But this is 3 blue, draw a card for each artifact you control. Which is decent. We can cut the Lotus if we need to. I really don't want to because it's cool. See, look, like once we have like artifacts, like this is what's fucking me up. Once we have artifacts and card draw spell, we win. Like that's what this shit feels like right now. Is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ashnod. Pass. Draw 4. Next turn. One, two, three. Each permanent put into the graveyard this turn. So 1 black, feed the swarm something. Follow the bodies, make 2 clues. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Imscure Iron Eater. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So draw 2. Here's turn 7. All right, let's just tap all our colorless for this, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4. Aetherwick Marvel. We'll add a blue mana. Thank you, Dr. Triff, by the way. We get an energy. 6 energy. Oh my god. This is tough, for sure. Because, like, I see the vision. It just feels nightmarish trying to assemble all the pieces. So I do think Radiant Lotus has to go. And we need to go full throttle into Mindslaver. Giraffna. With enough mana, you can copy Mindslaver, activate it, and then the real Mindslaver enters. Thank you, Kaiju, for getting a deck review for next week. Draftnut also lets you pick up any of your artifacts and just recast them. For whatever that's worth. Which sometimes it's worth a lot. Like picking up Thought Monitor is very good. I want you to just vomit out artifacts. So let's look at, not SRAM. Fuck, what is his name? Psy, Master Thopterus. I'm pretty sure he got reprinted. Yes, Psy, Master Thopterus. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, you create a 1/1 Thopter. You can sack 2 artifacts to draw a card. More artifact vomit. What's the name of the stupid, gadgeteer? Forensic Gadgeteer. This is the best $1.60 you'll ever spend. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, investigate. Just make tokens, make tokens, make tokens. Mindsleever doesn't intertap, no. Yeah, it's super easy to loop on a not $20 budget. Pinnacle Emissary is way too expensive, I'm sure. Yeah, $2, you can't afford it. Like, I think Forensic Gadgeteer is doing what Pinnacle Emissary is doing, but better. Because this one lets you draw cards. I'm going to cut Enigma Jewel. It's never come up. And I think we make enough mana without it. Let's get rid of the 1/4 mana Sibling Rivalry. I was not a fan of that card. I would not keep this hand. Is this a budget deck? Yes, it is a $20 budget deck. Dink, dink, dink. Copy target activated or triggered ability of an artifact. Okay, great. 3, Salvager of Ruin. Next turn. Dink. Red. Oh, we need another red-blue. This is so hard to do. Oh, no. We can just go. No. Only if you control an artifact. Beautiful. Blue, 1. Cryogen Relic. Red, blue. Copy, draw 2. One, 2, Mind Stone. 1, 2, 3 artifacts. Frogmite. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. Actually, maybe we don't play Foundry Inspector. 1, blue. Just draw another card. Okay. We have the Mindslaver, but we don't have the means to loop it yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ashnod, the smiling. Sack Mindstone, draw 2. Sack Salvager of Ruin, return Mindstone Cryogen Relic. Discard Foundry Assembler. And Scrap Welder. Temple of Epiphany, scry 1. Forensic Agiteer is pretty good. 1 blue. Cryogen Relic. 1, 2. Draw 2. Mindstone. Yes, there are tutors for artifacts in the deck. Scry 1. Bottom. Draw 2. Yeah, like we're not finding the card at all. Repurposing Bay. I'm going to add a wizard cycling package. This is a very good $8 to spend. It gets you Emery and Trophy Mage. And I'll cut the Wormcoil Lava for it. And we have 80 cents to spare. So yeah, wizard cycling, hooray. Is the thought process here. This tutors for a tutor that gets your object. Maybe even run Treasure Mage at that point, but I'm just going to drop this on your head and call it done. I've done what I can. I've made it better. That's all I can ask. All right, Diego. Whoops. Oh, no, I like budget restrictions. They're fun. I might have sounded frustrated that entire time, but I was having a ball. Hello, Diego. Dinosaurs equals big damage equals trigger Tifa's combat damage effect. Keep the budget around $50 to $100. I mean, I think you mean in terms of additions, right? I find that the biggest problem is that I do not a lot of nothing in the early turns. The deck seems to be fine in the late game, and usually once I get Tifa going, it performs really well, but it's a matter of actually making it that far. Okay. Whoa. Why are we running dinosaurs? Naya, cool color identity. If it's not Dino, says yours best. In the face of a dinosaur's deck. So, power 7 or greater, deal combat damage to a player and tap all creatures you control. So listen, dinosaurs is just a ramp archetype. And for me, I look at Ixaly's Lorekeeper, and it's on theme, and it does, like, it has the word dinosaur on it. Kinjali's Collar is good. I like this one. But this one, I don't know how I feel about it. Creature spells cost 1 less to cast. That I kind of like. Let's see how many creatures this kills. Well, there's one. Okay, it doesn't kill anything else, really, so that's fine. I would only accept them adding Anomalocaris if, Pikmin Boy, the Anomalocaris was huge, in blue and or blue-green, and had the Leviathan creature type. If they printed that and I couldn't put it in Kinesos, I would kill someone at Wizards of the Coast. Yeah, so we need more ramp in this deck, and ideally we need more Genesis Wave style vomit effects, is my diagnosis. And more board protection, honestly. Lands 39, you're playing with... Okay. What the fuck? Hang on, pause. What? Dinosaurs are bigger than dragons, dude. The fuck you mean an Anthem? I need to hit the 7 power. Have you read any of your cards? I need them all to hit it. Then if you need to run that, then you should be running Shared Animosity. Tifa does not care about the creature's power until it has dealt the combat damage. What this translates to is that 2 dinosaurs will give each other +1/+1. 3 will give +2/+0 to all of them. And +2/+0 makes all of your dinosaurs 7 power up here. So let's just do that. Also, Tifa has melee. Okay, so Tifa can get big. I see, okay. You could also run the one Captain of the Guard. Probably not the best. But non-token creatures you control have Riot. That I like, because it can give haste. I do not like Herald's Horn, at the very least. Non-basic Landwalk. There's so many better ways to do that. It's unreal. Lightning Greaves I hate in this deck. Arcane Signet, Soul Ring. Why are we running Arcane Signet? I mean, okay, there's one reason to be running Arcane Signet. How to get a deck review. Coffee. There you go. Just do that command. It doesn't work because I'm doing it through StreamerBot, but if you do exclamation point coffee, it will work. That is where you can get one. So Malevolent Rumble. Traverse the Ulvenwald. I will shout it from the rooftops every time I see a green deck. This is a reason to be running Arcane Signet. Is for Delirium. Is the coffee command not working? I love the spot. Coffee makes the best bots. There you go. I wish Gahiji was a dinosaur. That'd be so cool in this deck. God, I really want to just like... I feel like Gahiji's like a really fun commander. Analyze the pollen too. Yeah, I think I agree with it here, just because it is a very expensive deck in terms of mana value. No. You shouldn't run them in your actual list. So now I'm thinking we have Analyze, we have Traverse. We can probably cut a forest or a mountain. Next thought is I don't know if I like Kodamas. Bushwhack, I like Bushwhack. There's a lot of over 5 drops, but Up the Beanstalk is generally just better with cards that are 5 mana value, but are cheaper to cast than 5 mana value. You don't want to actually be paying the retail cost of those. I'll add a Garruk. Primal Hunter, or is it... Yes, draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. It's just a Planeswalker that does something that the deck wants to do. Draw cards equal to the greatest power among creatures you control. That also is a different type for Analyze the or for Traverse. Yeah, these are just broken. I love these cards. It's more of a sorcery. Yeah. I'm not opposed to all Fate Skull. I would like one more source of mill. Maybe it is just cash grab. Tapped. Bushwhack. Get a... Not a swamp. We have all of our colors. We need 3 green, though, so let's get forest. Mountain. Or I guess here you go, forest. Mountain, Tifa. Xenagos. Tifa crash out. This is a creature with power 7 or greater. One, two, three, four, five, six. Atali. This is a creature with power 7 or greater. So yeah, it just works. It just works. So that game, I did feel like maybe we should have had one more. Elk, do you like RPGs? I have played Look Outside already. I've beaten it. I'm trying to remember her name. It's the lady with the hockey mask. I forgot her name. It's been like a couple months since I played it. I like her a lot. She was very funny. But yeah, Helen. Yes, I really like Helen. I don't like the sentence path. That should probably just be another ramp spell. Sakura Tribe Elder. Oh no, I'm putting a non-dinosaur in a dinosaur deck. Don't worry, it's just a ramping growth you can block with. Angel's Trumpet. I don't think so. I love doing nothing for 5 turns and then winning. Oh, Soul Ring. Lol. Yeah, so belling Aegisaur is just not like good. Thundering Spineback is fine, I guess. Let's just run 7 mana Atali. This Atali is 100% worth it. It's the best $20 you're ever going to spend in your entire life. I would like to see a Bolt Bend in this deck as well. It's just very good in these high power creature decks. And honestly, I wasn't very impressed by Genesis Wave. Yeah, Bolt Bend's a lot of fun. Very strong card. I think this deck's about ready. You can't go wrong with a bunch of big dinos. Like, this is going to work out A-okay for you. Okay, you're Robot Dad. Do we have you here? No, homemade restaurant. No, I'd never eat there. Disgusting. So Dovescape. The core of the deck is getting Dovescape out, then Guile, going infinite with burns, buffing the birds. Okay. That's cool. I would like to see more cards that say they can't be countered. You already have Supreme Verdict. Hushbringer doesn't work with Tifa. You should run Strict Proctor. No. Yeah, it's Landfall. Landfall isn't stopped by a Hushbringer, I don't think. Creatures entering or dying don't cause abilities to trigger. Lands triggering still work. Lands entering, triggering an ability works. It's just creatures entering. This works. Torpor Orb does not work. Chat, holy smokes. Magic players and reading comprehension. Creatures entering. A land entering is not a creature entering. No, Strict Proctor and Elish Norn are the only two cards that do it. Hands and knees begging you to read the cards that you're putting in chat. Of course, you can also just Darksteel Mutation that bitch. Shadow Realms. What if you just put those in line? Dude, there's a thing. I watch a lot of Magic the Gathering Online creators. In fact, I am a Magic the Gathering Online creator. And so frequently, they'll do a misplay or something, and the chat will just like explode and just say that play would have been legal in paper. Just because like that's not how the card works or something. Is there? Yeah, there's Blight Beetle. I love Blight Beetle. This card's in my Two-Headed Giant cube just because there's such a huge counters theme. In fact, I got fucked by it when I played my cube. I had a +1/+1 counters deck and my opponent went Blight Beetle. I was like, fuck. I had like 4 cards in my hand that triggered with counters. Black is just the hater color of my cube. Anyway, someone gave me money to talk about their deck. Let's do that. Enough vamping, chat. I'm not Maldhound. Ishai should be in. This is one of the best birds of all time. I love this card. No. So, I'm going to break it down. I do not like Coat of Arms. I don't even know if I like Centennial Flute. I would rather that be a Wargate. Let's look at Wargate. Wargate's one of my favorite ban cards. It is Bant, search your library for a land card, and put it into play. But with more mana... I know, but you can just put Ishai in as a commander. You don't have to put Ishai Kodama in as the commander. It's fine. Yeah, exactly. But I've won off Coat of Arms so many times. Not that I own a copy. But yes, Wargate. Search your library for a mana. Search your library for a land, put it into play. It is 3 mana to do that. But it can also be search your library for any permanent, put it directly into play. Moxfield only? Yes, I only use Moxfield. It doesn't look bad. That's the reason why. This card blows. This card blows. This card's fine. I like that one. Put it into your hand and then shuffle your library. No, no, no. Rootless You should be a Fierce Empath. Ta-da! Fierce Empath. When it enters, you may search your library for converted mana cost 6 or greater creature. You have 3 options. On target creature you control without flying. Flying, flying. Not flying. Hey, there you go. Flying, flying. Not flying. Hey, there you go. I don't know if just pumping your dudes is what you want to do. Your commander already does this. I know, but we're at the point where you're not already birds, so let's actually run the good cards that do what you want. So, not into Plume Creed Mentor. You do proliferate? No. Target enchantment? No. No. Yes. Oh, I love you. Anyway, low-key, I kind of like this. Still, though. 5 mana War. We'll find you better birds, I promise. Type, bird, sort, mana value. Gilded Goose honestly isn't bad. Judge's Familiar is also annoying. There's so many neat birds and none of them are in this deck. I don't even like Sash's Chocobo that much. This honestly isn't that bad. I think you should just stick with Choco. Like, this is fine. Whenever one or more birds you control attack, look at that many cards from the top of your library, put one of them in your hand, then you may put any number of land cards tapped for... yeah, this is cool. I like it. Just stay with Shaj. It's okay. Honestly, I don't hate Cartographer's Hawk that much. I know some people would fight me on that, though. Okay, Icyore is insane and should be in your deck. Kishless Skimmer, Ledger Shredder. Life Reduo isn't bad, but I don't like my cards to just be life gain. Each creature card in your hand has cycling 1 and a blue. Sure, you can cycle away all the shitbirds. Senu constantly returns and is a bird. White spells and black spells cost 1 less to play. You don't really have that many white spells. You don't have Watcher of the fucking Spheres in your deck? Yeah, I decided to stream early today. I just have some stuff this afternoon. And no, you haven't missed your deck review. Yeah, no. If you wanted to pivot to Zinnia, you would have to do that before the stream. I'm not going to make you a Zinnia deck, but I think Choco is totally serviceable and good. Don't worry about it. Watcher is in another version of it. No, it isn't. It wasn't in your deck. You should be running both if you're also running Warden of Evo's File. If that's what you're referring to. Like, you just need both. No, we have not done that podcast yet. We're recording Monday. I like Jackdaw Savior. Let's do it. Okay, great. That's funny. Okay. We filled this up with better birds. Long-term plans has me a little weirded out. I'd rather you be running an Idyllic Tutor. Okay, Idyllic Tutor's already in. So then maybe a Moonblessed Cleric. But that's better if you can flicker it. Either way, I don't like Replicating Ring. I don't like Tempest Hawk in this deck, no. I think that's a good way to just sap this of all intrigue. Target creature, target enchantment. You don't have that many enchantments, and if Dove's Gate gets removed, that's kind of on you. Like, I don't know. So, Keeper of the Nine Gales. I like it. That's kind of cool. You can constantly bounce Barts and Boko. Removal engine to answer all creatures forever. Be good. So, a little bit of hot tech from the Trinket Mage. Don't run Nevermore, run Null Chamber. You can team up with an opponent. And sure, it's worse in the 1v1 situation, but most of the times, opponents will be willing to collude with you to not have their commander named. It is a double Nevermore if you can collude with one of your opponents. This guy just tutored for this fucking broken card. I'll name it, but you name his commander. Whoa, this card has birds in the art and does nothing else. Yeah, like, I like this card. I do think this would be served nicely by a copy of Enduring Curiosity. And also a copy of the 4-mana Recon mission. Because this one you can just cycle if Dovescape's out, and this one you can play through Dovescape. I do like Gravitational Shift in a flying deck. That is like a card I forgot about, but you've reminded me of that I really enjoy. It's just such a cool card. Like, you can't hit me, I hit you. It's funny. If you're going to run ramp, I'd rather you just run Nature's Lore and etc. Sakura Tribe Elder, which you can deploy through a Dovescape. But let's talk a little bit more. Spells you control. Countered. So we don't have to worry about creature spells can't be countered, but I do like Malevolent Hermit. It enters. You can mana leak a spell in the future. You disturb him. All of your spells go through your own Dovescape, and also you still get the birds. It's also just like a flying creature. So both sides of that are good. All right, I'm going to argue for the inclusion of Moonblessed Cleric now. Moonblessed Cleric, Teleportation Circle. And then maybe you added Darksteel Mutation as a removal spell. That's an enchantment. So now you have a bunch of enchantments that you really want to grab. Moonblessed Cleric that grabs them. And a value engine that you can form with Moonblessed Cleric to never have a dead top deck ever again. And in fact, with Enduring Curiosity, it's like you're not even losing card advantage. Hopefully we see this come up. Maybe it's better just to deploy Derevi here. I know the card you're talking about. I think that's just too slow and fragile, and it doesn't work well through Dovescape because you have to cast instants to do that, I think, right? Or is it until your next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4. Choco. Whenever one or more birds you control attack. Oh my god, a bird we control attacked. Look at that many cards on the top of your library. You may put one of them into your hand. Oh joy. Then put any number of land cards from among them on the battlefield tapped and the rest into your graveyard. 2, 3, 4. Valkospara. Shield counter. Hengegate Pathway. +1/+0 to all these creatures. Attack. Untap. White 1, Darksteel Mutation your creature. Also attack with Choco, I suppose, because it's a 4/5 on turn 5. Like, you can probably swing that at someone. Look at 2 cards. Put this one into your hand. Put this one into play tapped. Like, come on. Choco's broken. Let's do this. So here, I did get all the commanders out. That is true. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know if now's the time to go in on it. I think what I would do here is move to combat, attack, untapped Falcospara, Moonblast Cleric to hand. 1, 2, 3, Eldritch Evolution. Oh no, you'd want to tap this, get rid of Falcospara. Okay, great. Or I think Falcospara is better. It's a tough call, but turn this into Guile. One blue. Nope. So this card should always just be a counterspell, I think. Like a Dovin's Veto. Because this works through the stupid Dovescape. Let's add blue-green. Genesis. There's a lot of cards with Genesis in the name. I think it's Planar Genesis. There we go. Rose Spiral. These are just cantrips. Cut Lagrella. The urge to add Traverse to this deck as well is very high. And it's actually really good because the commander self-mills. Like, this gets Guile. I, like, add it to every deck, but you need another land. You need ways to tutor for Guile, and your commander self-mills. I think this is good to go. My only thing is, like, maybe Vega goes. Like, it only works with Guile in your deck, it feels like. It also works with Falcospara, I guess, but... probably not Arcane Signet, even though it helps with Delirium. I would just add 3 visits, I guess. Or I guess Farseek is better for your deck. Because you don't have a lot of forest-typed cards. Like, you have a couple, but Farseek. Okay, great. Thank you for the Get Deck review. Shiny. But we also have Razel. Mistrise? Oh, you are right. Yeah, 1 Mistrise Village would probably be wise. And on top of that, instead of the Bant Panorama, please run Ash Barrens. I talk about this all the time. I know it's an extra landfall, but I don't think that really comes up too often. Like, Broca's Hideout just does it better. I don't like Karn's Bastion. Instead, run Teleria West. Okay, final little upgrades. Teleria West can get Mistrise. That's just such a cool recommendation. It's Razel, which is Razor of Worlds. Ulalek. I see. Still in the brewing stages. I have the precon, though. I want this to be bracket 3 as part of a Pod in a Box series, along with the Animorph Morph combo deck and Lagrella Flicker Control. And yet to be built Tanic Warp Cascade Storm deck. I want this deck to be slower and focused on keeping the board under control while it ramps into Bill Eldrazi to outvalue the rest of the table. It contains some combos, but they aren't the focus of the deck. Not many restrictions. I want the budget to be under $1,200 in total down here. I want the deck to be balanced around the other decks in the box with the ability to meaningfully interact in the earlier game and the ability to overwhelm the table in the late game if given the chance to go that far. So Eldrazi are undefeatable in the late game. And that's just a truth, Duke. I would like you to be running enough colorless sources, which appears that you are. However, you are running Tron, which is a bit ambitious and probably not well advised. So, Sylvan Scrying should be joined by Nylea's Intervention. Intervention. There we go. Nylea's Intervention. Alexander, thanks for the resub. I do not like Anti-Causal Vestige in an Eldrazi deck without flickering. You need to be able to flicker your that card, like a ton, before it becomes something that I really enjoy. Return an Eldrazi from your graveyard to your hand. Bro, that's called a regrowth. And you can do it for less than 7 mana. All right. So I'm going to cut Tron. But I'm not going to cut Urza's Tower. Urza's Mine, Urza's Cave out. In Planar Nexus, Vesuva, you can copy Urza's Tower, and this plus Planar Nexus is 4 colorless mana. So you don't need any other Tron piece, because Planar Nexus just turns them all on. Because it is a power plant, an Urza's, a tower, a mine, a cave. Not like Urza's Cave really matters, but still. You cut the wrong land. Power plant, not cave. Oh, whoops, did I cut Urza's Cave? My fault. My fault. There you go. Urza's Cave back in. Yeah, like, you don't need to run any other Urza's land except for Urza's Tower. Because this plus Planar Nexus is 2 colorless. And Eldrazi Temple should already be in the deck. It's not in the deck. Okay, thank God it's in the deck. Went through a range of emotions there. All right. Malevolent Rumble. I hate to do it to you, but this is going to get the Traverse the Uvenwald as well. Eldrazi just use it so well. It turns into any one of your important lands. In the same vein, Analyze should probably be in as well. Probably should have a... So we just added 2 lands to the deck, effectively. I would like to take out maybe just basic planes. Let's count the white spells, chat. We have blue, green, black, red. That's it. So, yeah, that's out. And I want to put in a Shifting Woodland. Shifting Woodland says 2 green green, become a 13/13 flying, protection from instant trample. So that should probably be in the deck. And Nugan's Labyrinth is already in. Very good. I don't like Chromatic Lantern. Brain Dynamo's fine. Unironically, like just a decent card, but maybe Unwinding Clock goes. He only has so many artifacts. Okay, we can put the Thran Dynamo back in. Although I do like, you should have Otawara. If you're going to run Boseiju or Otawara, you should pick Otawara, because Otawara lets you pick up your Eldrazi and reuse their cast triggers. So you can pick up Emrakul and then recast Emrakul, which is fucking absurd. Hopefully. All right, let's play test this. So already I'm just like, I want to be ramping more. Like, what are we doing here? We just don't fuck with cheap Eldrazi, I think. Like, this is fine. I like exiling artifact or enchantment and also return target creature. These are ramp spells. They can stay. I don't know if you need Liberator. Like, it's definitely funny, but I don't think you need it. This is a ramp spell. This is a cast trigger, which is just broken. Bit clunky. Dude, have you cast an Eldrazi? You don't need to do it. Your commander already does it again. And I don't like Thought-Knot Seer as much. Okay, great. With those out, Farseek, Ramping Growth, Wayfarers, Bobble. It lets you repeat the commander's trigger. I don't care. It's too much value. You haven't crossed the event horizon. 1 Emrakul wins the game. 17 is stupid. I built Clement and I did not understand what I was messing with. I built this deck to loop Emrakul. I cast 5 Emrakuls in one game, and my friend looked at me and said, I am not having fun. And I'm like, that's true. My friend, chillest guy I ever know. I saw rage enter his eyes. And I was just like, you know what? Maybe 1 or 2 Emrakuls is enough. Because once you Emrakul someone and you put their commander permanently into their graveyard and then exile their graveyard and make them leave their commander in the exile zone, and then you cast all their removal spells on their own permanents, they can't win that game anymore, even with the extra turn. I have Gerard's Hourglass Pendant in here to Mindslaver people with Emrakul. Guess what? I never had to do that. 1 Emrakul wins that game of Magic the Gathering. I have cast an Emrakul on someone and they lost immediately. They just can't win. It's literally cast trigger, target player loses the game. So, yes, you can run Roaming Throne in this deck. Yes, it will do stupid things. It doesn't do anything more than the first Emrakul did already. I like Evacuation. Evacuation in an Eldrazi deck is really fun because it's a board wipe. It's a board wipe, but it also just lets you recast all your Eldrazi. Like, this is a huge spell to be running. It might even be to the point where I recommend you cut a mountain, because you only have like 2 red spells, so you're not really concerned about fetching a basic of that color, and you run Pinnacle Monk. Because then you can loop the Evacuation with this. So maybe you do just run the mountain because it is double red, but let's find a cut for it. Yeah, no, I don't think this is balanced with any other deck in your pod. I don't remember the rest of them, but I can almost assure you that this is going to be the strongest deck, bar none. 40 life means that decks like this just get stupid so quick. I'm going to cut Bazooka Bog. You already have a lot of graveyard hate, actually. Why is Morophon in this deck? That's awesome. No. He's probably only reading Twitch freaking paywall. No, I read YouTube and Twitch equally. Free commander though. True. It's not Patreon. Everything okay? It's coffee. It's linked in the description of the YouTube stream. What do you think of turkey elk? I don't like it that much. I think it's fine. I don't hate turkey. I just don't. I wouldn't seek out turkey. If there's a place selling turkey and ham and steak, I'd probably go for the ham or steak every time over the turkey. I do hate Patreon. I do not like that website. What to add? Maybe a fierce empath. I'm just gonna look at Clement really quick. Excuse me. Because Clement does abuse Eldrazi really, really well. I would eat elk over a turkey. Oh, I do like Sunken Citadel. Everflowing Well, maybe. Because we do need to get our Delirium up. For Emrakul and whatnot. Although Amanatu's Augury is a really good thing to ramp into. Frantic Search ain't bad either. Actually, I think I like Frantic Search more. Oh yeah, no. Hating creators for being on Patreon is like hating a soldier for being in the US military industrial complex. Like, no, they're victims of circumstance. Like, sorry to get a bit political, chat, but I hate Patreon, the website. I hate the military. I don't hate people in the military, and I don't hate people with Patreon pages. Right? It's just like, it would be ill-directed anger. Hating soldiers is based. They didn't have to do that. See, I think that's just where you're wrong. There's a lot of people who are super impoverished, and the only route they have is the military. And it's literally, they are victims of the system. So I think saying hating soldiers is based is actually just incorrect and lacking a lot of nuance. Hugin's Binding. Return your non-life permanent. Hate to get deep about it, but I do feel very strongly about that. Anyways, back to card game. We have 5 mana. Colorless, green, or blue, green, colorless. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oblivion Sower. Let's say we get 2 lands off someone. Whoops. These are our 2 lands from an opponent. Let's just pretend they're everywheres. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we can play Conduit of Ruin and copy its ability, which doesn't do anything. Appears to be a bit of a truth nuke going on here. Oh, wait, no, I would have gotten... Yes, I would have gotten an two Eldrazi Scions last turn. My fault, my fault. So we actually have these to Ulamog this turn. This is turn 6 Ulamog. Does that seem on par with the rest of your pod? It ain't working, bro. Are you referring to the coffee link? Because let me look at this. How does one open the stream on youtube.com from the preview? Okay. Coffee.com/33elk. The link in the description works. Hi, if it's Sunday 3 p.m. PST or Tuesday 1 p.m. PST, you're watching my deck review streams. Get your slots next week's streams via coffee.com/33elk. That link totally works. I just went through it. Oh yeah, also Ugun's binding all of our opponents' things when we Ulamogged. Lol. Bye, Kurgash. Okay, I think turn 6 Ulamog should tell you that this deck is working as intended, I feel. So I'll just drop that on your head. I put a couple cute toys in here. It should be better. Did I miss anyone today? I might have accidentally duplicated a coffee open. I don't think we talked about 7 decks. To Kiwi, or I don't know if you're here or not, but I will be refunding you. You can't just send me $10 and have me look at a deck. It needs to be the full amount. So I will be refunding you. Haha, there you go. If you want to get a deck review, you should get it through the commissions. I didn't know what the full was. If you look at the page, there's commissions. And those are the proper link here. I'm on my, or you're on your phone. I just recommend getting on desktop. That's the correct link. You can follow that. There's 3 slots remaining for the next Sunday deck review. I have refunded you to Kiwi. So if you want to put in a proper submission through the commission channel, then you can. Is there anyone here who... Oh, no, don't worry, Takivi. Yeah, you're just confused. It's all good. Orivir, let me try to find you. I think I just accidentally didn't open yours. Yeah, because I felt like we did one fewer than we should have. Okay. What's your username on the coffee, Orivir? Because I'm not seeing you in the oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense, because this is a blurb that I read and I was like, I don't think we did this one. I do not have a link to your deck, so if you wouldn't mind pasting it in chat, and then we can get started on that. Thank you. Yeah. Oh yeah, you're the other Choco deck. Yeah, no. Kinesis is a broken deck now. It is incredibly powerful. Yeah, Eshmil, I have a video coming out this Tuesday going over all of my decks and how they've been upgraded. Kinesis is now top 3 most played decks for me, and it is just incredibly powerful. It is, in the last hour, in the last year, Kinesis has gone from, okay, this is kind of cute, to it is a very good tempo deck. Like, actually unironically good tempo deck. So I imagine we're doing different things than Dovescape in this deck. And once again, I'm going to be cutting a Banner of Kinship from this list. You are in green with a commander that already pumps your creatures. We do not need to pump your creatures any way else besides the commander. That's how I feel. Okay, this is cute. Let's read the rest. Let's read the blurb here. Deck's game plan is simply birds. Make birds go wide and win with damage. The deck does pretty well on its own. I haven't noticed too many glaring issues with it. I mostly wanted a second opinion. Anything that will fit the game plan, no real budget restrictions. I'm just worried I may be trying to do too much with it. I feel like I have it focused, but not focused enough at the same time. I think the best thing to do is maybe get a sub-theme that glues everything together, but let's keep reading. I think the biggest hurdles I come is having too many 5-cost cards in my hand early and being unable to play them. They all fit within the theme of the deck really well, though. Looking forward to hearing your thoughts. Okay. Yeah, 2 Choco decks today. It's funny. Let's look at what 5-drops we're running. I do not think we need Roaming Throne. I just feel like it's overkill. And it's also just so expensive. Like, you don't need to spend that much on a card. Bird or basic land card. Makes sense. But, like, what are we tutoring that's really actually that good? I also don't like Ancient Green Warden for the same reason. Like, landfall double triggers, like, let's just keep it to the Traveling Chocobo, which is half the mana value. I like Plume Create Expert. That's cute. I don't like a Chrome as well. In this deck, chat. A Chrome as well is very good. I do not like it in this list, however, because everything basically already has flying. And it's already fucking huge. So, to me, I think we need to focus more on the lands package. I'm going to cut Crucible of Worlds. I always hated that card. And I don't feel like it's actually that good anyway. I don't think a Zeus is really needed either. Like, thinking about it, like, Choco already just, like, puts so many lands into play. And you don't need to play Choco until you know you can swing safely with him. In fact, I'm going to put Cutzel in the deck as an addition over the Azusa in that non-bird slot. Reason why? It keeps your Choco safe because no one can kill spell it when you play it. And it also just draws you cards off of the landfall. Like, incredibly good. If you have one non-bird, let it be Cutzel. Curiosity Crafter, but how many tokens are we actually making? One. Two. I mean, you have a couple of proliferation targets, but I do agree. I do not like the Thrumming Bird that much. Yeah, so I'm going to cut the Curiosity Crafter. It is a bird, but it is not a bird that has a lot of tokens to be drawing cards off of. Sylvan Scrying for what? 3 Tree City? I don't know if that's worth it. I cut Roaming Throne from this deck. It doesn't need to be in here. I think once again, I'm just going to look at birds. I don't like Herald's Horn. Felidar Retreat feels a little weird. Okay. Like, I know it kind of overlaps with Choco in a way, but, like, you don't need to overlap with Choco, I feel. God, imagine if Choco gave +1/+1, you could run Kudo, King Among Bears. Ooh, gross. Yeah, Myriad Angels in the deck. Type bird, sort, mana value. I'm looking for birds that just break parity on attacking and killing people. I think Birds of Paradise. Okay, Birds of Paradise is like very good. I mean, technically flying is just breaking parity. Once again, always ICR. ICR is totally worth it. Ward 3 is stupid on the commander. I don't want Starfield Vocalist or Green Warden. I don't think either are needed. Castrol. Castrol's already in the deck. I saw it. Thank you, Fro. I'm going to put Red 2 Mystic in as well. We're just kind of doing the same thing where it's like, oh, these birds are good. Let's put the birds that are good in. All right, and now we're moving past the realm of birds that spark joy. So, we have 41 lands. I don't know if I agree with Lotus Field, but sure. Yeah, I don't know if I like Lotus Field in this deck. And I don't know if I like the lands that are just like, only use me to play creature spells, please. That feels a little bit of a spew. All right. Let's add just another forest. And Otag. You already have Fabled Passage. Maybe just like a cheap fetch. What is the cheapest fetch land? Go up and down. Go all around the... I mean, yeah, we could just add the Bant landscape. Why not? Okay, so 40 lands is probably enough. So, I feel like Winds of Abandon would be pretty good. Thraben Charm, I am a huge proponent of in any sort of go wide deck. So yeah, Overload wins, and then you can just kill someone through their flying blockers. And Overloaded Winds is also a combo with the Aven Mind Sensor that you're already running, where you just get to Plague Wind your opponents. And then the floor is 2 mana, sorcery speed, Path to Exile. I'll look at your considering tab. I probably won't add anything from it, but... like Warden of Evos Isle can probably go in. And Watcher of the Spheres is already in. Yeah, Growth Spiral, Planar Genesis are good cantrips that also just combat trick all of your birds. Aven Mind Sensor is mean. No, it's not. It's fair. I do like Lofty Denial. Roaming Throne is so good with this commander. I just don't think it's needed, Chad. I really don't. I like, what if I have Chocoed for like 6? Do I need to Choco for 12? Like, I think I just win the game where I've Chocoed for 4 to 6. Like, I don't like the doublers. The doublers are implying that you're already ahead. At which point you're winning that game anyway. So it's just like, there's no point. Success. Passion. Because we're so low on tokens, I do think like an Eerie Interlude to protect the board, or maybe just go with a counterspell, honestly. I assume he means Winds of Abandon. I'm confused. Responding to Overloaded Winds, I see, okay. Yeah, Winds of Abandon is what I'm referring to. This card's broken. It's very good, especially in this deck. We have 3 more slots. Maybe just a Farseek. A buff bird. Dovin's Veto. And negate. Call it a day. Just like, once you have a board of birds, you really can't lose that game if you're able to protect it. And having that protection is just kind of goated. Type forest. Spar's headquarters. Blah, blah, blah. Pass. Or actually, you can just Goose Mother for 2. Or for 0. Pass. Haven Mind Sensor on your end step. Misty Rainforest. Type is land. Get a Hollowed Fountain. Choco. 1, 2. 1, 2. Dink. Hand. Next turn. Irrigated Farmland. +1/+0 to board. White. 1, 2. Requisition Raid. Destroy your artifact. Put a +1/+1 counter on all my creatures. Attack with all my birds. 1, 2, 3. Oh, great news. My birds are even larger. This will go into my hand. Pass. You try to remove Choco. Sorry. Plume Creed Mentor. Yeah, this is... You've done it. Great job. Enjoy your Bant deck, bird enjoyer. This is doing a lot better now. Curve is pretty minute. Like, doesn't Choco just pump itself and not all birds? Oh yeah, only Choco gets +1/+0. You're right, but still. Explode them. You still just get infinite card advantage, which is to say okay. So, I've run out of decks to talk about. I am curious if you guys are interested in variety streams in the future. I was thinking about maybe doing Deus Ex or Disco Elysium, some other RPG like that. There's still a couple slots available as well. I'm not that into platformers. Yeah, there's 3 slots left for the Sunday deck review. If you play Earthbound, I will donate my paycheck. Is that true? Or is this hyperbole? But yeah, I was thinking Deus Ex. But if someone gives me like $1,000, I would play Earthbound for sure. I know when Mugenics comes out, that's Edmund McMillan's new game coming out. I will be playing that on stream for sure. I just need to make sure that there is an audience for it. And Nick, with that, there's 2 slots left, everyone. So make sure you get those because they tend to sell out quick. I love Liesa. Liesa is a really cool card. I'm just too much of a hipster to play it. I want them to print a bad Liesa so I can enjoy her. Because her design is sick. And it's metal as fuck. Slots for what again? For deck reviews next week. There's 2 slots left. Aha. Both Liesas are pretty well played, aren't they? When this artifact enters, this says proliferate. This is Contagion class. Sorry, we have a spellify, I guess. Well, I got distracted. Legendary. This is the mana rig. No, what is it called? It's from Brothers War. It makes power stones. This is XXX tap. Create a bunch of power stones that suck. My vertical stream is a reference. My YouTube stream is not a reference. It's just a joke. This spell costs 1 less to cast. Wait, this isn't the mana rig. Oh, this is the dark. It's one of the crystals, the wind crystal or the water crystal. There we go. Done. Any tips for Selesnya hate bears? Really want a dedicated hate bears list that my playgroup might not shoot me over. So you are going to get shot no matter what. But that's just something you have to roll with. It's basically all about your attitude about getting shot. If your opponents are like, I'm killing you forever, it's your job to politic and say, listen, this is the actual threat right now, and seem believable. If you have Elish Norn in play and Kudo King among bears, you can't go, no, don't remove my Elish Norn. This guy's the threat. Like, you are winning that game. Like, come on. Right. Not cube by lists. Last updated. What did I just put in my stream deck? I'm a fool. I was talking while organizing my folders. Ulek trades. Yeah, trades is not in here. Okay, great. Hooray. So yeah, I'm probably going to play Deus Ex on stream. I don't know when, but I'll do it someday. Like original Deus Ex. But I'll only do it if there's really actual interest. Because I'm not about to sit here and stream to, like, 6 people, right? I think what keeps my Selesnya Hate Bears deck bracket 3 and not something stupid is the lock I'm going for is Bruna Gisela Gadactig. Like, it is 3 cards, 9 total mana, incredibly expensive, right? I do like Imatech more than Bellacore, Pikmin Boy. But the joke with this deck is that all the locks are really funny. And they're not necessarily, like, optimal. Anyway, I'm going to raid out to Mald. I'm getting a little hungry, so I think Mald's still subothoning. And we might play Risk of Rain later or something. It looks like he's playing Pokemon all day, though. So we definitely played a bit of Risk of Rain together as part of the stream stuff. Anyway, starting the raid on Mald. What should the raid message be? I'm thinking like, oh my god. Hi. :3. Big fan. All right, great. I'm going to send you all out now. Post that Kryn message for me. Hi. I will be your most available soldier.